Zion back in this lineup, Coach, and he would be dominant early on.
Who they got on him? Zubac? Guess what, Zubac? You're too little, 7-footer. 280.
PG 13 driving in, throwing it down. 14 points for him. Just 5 of 19 though from the field.
Struggled the last 2 games.
Yeah.
The basketball.
John Wall in transition.
Man, John Wall looking pretty good, man.
He does.
Watch though, Smitty. Zion.
All right, young fella, you can't be cherry picking.
I'm about to say.
Why not?
Me and Smitty can score on that. We couldn't dunk, but we can lay it up.
I'd have thrown it to him so hard.
Yeah.
Like, you got to get back on D next time.
Thank you.
CJ McCollum.
Oh, this is a great fit, CJ, and this team. Beautiful fit.
On and off the court.
Got a grown-up. They got a grown-up leading the team.
More Zion, the layup plus the foul in. He'd make that free throw, and we'd be tied at 52 apiece at the half. But more McCollum here, Smitty, in the third.
I mean, just watch how he's playing off guys, being able to take shots off the way those guys are breaking down the defense. And we all know he can get his own, but too much in Portland. Him and Dame both had to get their own. Ooh-wee. I wish I could throw a lob to him.
Right? A whole lot more Zion in the second half, Coach.
Yeah, look at this young man going to work. They got 2 players on him. He splits the double team, gets his own rebound, and just puts both of them in the basket.
Right, it doesn't matter. Like, put whoever you like.
Oh, no, you didn't, CJ. He out here shoot around here.
22 points for McCollum in this one. Grabbed 5 rebounds as well as the Pelicans win at 112-91. They're now 4-2 on this season. And Coach, I want to ask you specifically about Zion. He set out for a couple of games with some back soreness, a back bruise, I think is specifically what we were calling it. Had 21 points on 9 of 17 from the field, 12 rebounds, 7 assists, just stuffed every part of the stat sheet.
Yeah, he's still not shooting the ball well. 9 of 17, that's bad for him for a guy that last time we saw him play shot 67%. But this is versatility. First of all, when he's on the block, look at that. You got 4 defenders in the paint. This is his playmaking ability. He finds the open shooter right there for an easy spot-up three-point shooter. This is point guard skills coming off a screen right now. Look again. You got 10 sets of eyes on Zion. You know what? If all you guys paying attention to me, I'm just going to drop it off to my young fella, let him down. And then this Zion Williamson right here. He gives it up, him moving without the ball. Watch this. He comes off, curls into the lane, and again, it parted like the Red Sea. Nobody wants to take that contact. And then this is him setting you up for the lob. You think you're going to front Zion? I'm just going to spin off you and just drop this ball in the basket with a dunk over the head. So when you watch him play, now his father, Lee, would be very pleased because Zion was trained as a point guard before he had this gross.
You were the first person who ever told me that, too.
Yeah. His dad was a point guard in my hometown at Columbus State, Dad Lee, and he trained Zion because Zion was a little short kid, and he trained him to play the point guard position. That's why he can handle and pass so well.
And so at some point, you just realized, okay, maybe he's too big. Yeah.
He grew up, so I became a man.
I was waiting for you to say his dad trained him as a lineman, but you said a point guard.
Point guard.
Wow.
And Smitty, you watch him, how quick he is with the ball.
And he has great skills.
This is the thing people don't understand. He'd rather pass. If you watch him play, he don't take bad shots. He only takes about 15 to 17 shots a game. So he's not a guy that's hunting for shots because he honestly believes you give me 15 shots, Smitty, I should make 10 or 11 of them. That's how efficient he thinks.
It is tough, Smitty, I think, to evaluate this Pelicans team without Zion on the floor. In the same way, we're not going to evaluate the Clippers when they don't have Kawhi Leonard in their lineup. But this Pelicans team outscored the Clippers in the paint. They outscored them in fast break points. They out-rebounded them as well. How good could they be in the Western Conference?
You said it best, Kristen. Is sometimes you look at teams, you say they're without this player, they're without that player. Right now, they have been out without Zion a few games, and then now without Brandon Ingram. But I like the way they play. There's some coaches, and I know Sam can attest to this, you never want to lose. We're all competitors. But there's sometimes you say, I see where we're going. Once we get this thing together and we get healthy. If I'm a coach, I haven't coached before at this level, but if we're playing the right way and I'm missing either Brandon Ingram or Zion Williamson and we're maybe losing games the right way.
Yeah.
People always say, Smitty, you said the right way to lose games, they're losing. If I can lose the right way and 2 of my best players are not there, I feel good once we get healthy because coaches can't control health.
Nope.
But when they get healthy, this is scary because Sam just said it. Zion likes to pass. CJ McCollum doesn't have to go one-on-one as much. Brandon Ingram is a scorer but doesn't mind giving it up. And then the role players around them, they all fit perfectly. I'm not saying they win the championship, but it's going in the right direction.
I think they're going to be right there at the end of the day because this is one of the few teams in the NBA that can still win a lot of games when they have key players out. Think about it.
Yeah.
Look at the versatility they have. If JV, Jonas Valanciunas missed some games, they got Hart, step in, play center. Zion's out, they can play big. They can play big, they can play small and still be big and athletic. They can shoot from the three, they can pass, they can rebound. The only thing they got to get better at doing is being a better, consistent defensive team. The light bulb hand came on, yes, Smitty, that the two teams that played in the finals last year was 1 and 2 in the NBA defensive rating. So it's right there for you. If you want to compete for a championship, not necessarily have to be 1 and 2, but you're going to have to be in that top 7 to 10 or it's just not going to happen.
But what you just said, Coach, about being able to still win some games when you have some of these stars sidelined has got to be encouraging considering the landscape of the Western Conference this season, knowing that you could go into this postseason as a 4 seed, a 5 seed, perhaps up there with 3 seed. You know, it's got to be encouraging knowing that some of these games early on that you can win while somebody like Zion or BI is sidelined could potentially play into your postseason success.
Well, it's just going to make you a stronger team come postseason time because you're going to have all these guys who have played. You're going to have 10 to 12 players who's got significant minutes, who that when their name is called come playoff time, they're going to be ready. People have to understand, once that playoff roster is submitted, there's no changes. That's it. And so if you got guys who don't have experience playing in those situations, you can struggle. But this team, because of injuries, and I say this all the time, injuries early can be a blessing in disguise because they force coaches to do what? Play other people. And early in the season, the coach only wants to play 8 guys.
And another guy we haven't talked about, I love him, is Herb Jones.
Right.
He's missed his third straight game because of injury. He just fits. I mean, for a young guy, looks like he's been there as a veteran. Sam said it best. They got Jackson Hayes, they got Valanciunas, they got B.I., they got Zion. The versatility of that roster, and we still haven't given the credit, which I think we should. Willie Green has built a culture in New Orleans his way and doing it his way of playing the right way and defending.
And in the same way that it gives him the opportunity to play other guys, it gives some of those guys the experience needed when it comes time to either solidify playoff positioning or take the floor.
The
lights are the brightest.
And a coach like Sam is not scared to look down there and say, oh,
like, okay, I can do this.
Oh, Lord, I can just call him.
A good coach spends a lot of his time not with the starters, but with his bench, giving them confidence that he has confidence in them. The starters don't need me as much. Those guys got their money, they got the playing time, but it's those guys on the back end of that bench. If you get those guys ready to play, that's